You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into...
More than 20 centuries, the moon has been studied and investigated by skilled and ingenious men. They have come to realize that in comparing the moon with the Earth, we can learn more about the history of both, and ultimately, more about the history of the solar system as a whole. In the process, we would gain a new perspective about our own place and role on our small blue planet. Craters which look much like certain volcanoes on Earth. Other craters which look like impact sites, sometimes with streaks of debris radiating hundreds of miles away from their centers.
Multiple aviation records, but John Lear's most known for his theories about the alien presence on Earth. He's also exposed a lot of information about the cube-shaped soul catcher on the moon.
The soul catcher is I think, is the 6-mile high tower in the middle of Sinus Medai, right in the middle of the center of the moon as you look at the moon. And the famous photo that Richard found, Lunar Orbiter 384M, shows that huge tower, and he also has 2 other photographs that show that tower. I think that tower is what I call the soul catcher. When you die, your soul goes to the soul catcher.
But the moon isn't the only place these soul catchers exist.
There are several soul transmission stations, both on Earth and on the moon, and depending on where you're going in your next lifetime is which transmission station takes over.
When you couple John Lear's belief in the soul catcher with David Icke's theory that we're stuck in an endless loop of reincarnation, an unsettling reality emerges that our only purpose is to serve as food for our alien jailers. And what's even more upsetting is that negative emotions are really what they crave. Supporters of the reptilian humanoid theory say that when there's a global event that affects millions of people, like a war or major conflict, it's our jailers at work.
It might explain why Cro-Magnon Homo sapiens sapien is so violent. Why are we always in states of war? Why are we competing and always challenged by murder and violence?
I really don't like the idea that we're not in control of our lives. And I really hate the idea that we're not in control of our death. So my mind just rejects the idea altogether. But then I found this. The photo was taken December 6, 2021 by the Chinese-made lunar rover Yutu-2 while exploring the far side of the moon. A cube-shaped object is clearly seen 80 meters from the von Karman crater. And for some reason, the China National Space Administration labeled this object Mystery Hut. And this only lends credence to the idea that the moon is a sort of observatory with a soul-harvesting machine.
I could never consent to a thing like that.
But you will consent. You see, Dayton, my will is stronger than yours. You have no choice but to do my bidding.
No.
Do not avoid me. My thoughts will become your thoughts. You will feel only hatred and distrust toward your friends. Your allegiance will be to me, and me alone.
No.
My will is stronger than yours. You must obey me. You will obey.
I will obey.
The Earth people, the girl, they're your enemies. They must die. Do you understand?
I understand.
Alpha, I wish to speak to you alone.
Yes, my leader.
In Greek mythology, Selene is the moon goddess. She is the daughter of Hyperion, a deity connected with light, and his consort Thea. She is the sister of Helios, the sun god, who ruled the day. Selene, on the other hand, ruled the night. Under the mantle of the goddess Nyx, Selene was worshipped by practitioners of magic. In the most famous myth involving the moon goddess, Selene met a young shepherd boy who was sleeping serenely. He slept so peacefully that nothing seemed more perfect. Selene fell in love with the young shepherd, but she knew that love between a goddess and a mortal would be fleeting and would eventually be eroded by time. To enjoy young Endymion's company forever, Selene made him fall asleep for all eternity. Endymion remained young and beautiful, sleeping forever, never knowing that he had been visited by the moon goddess.